Welcome back to another video where today we're going to be doing some routine maintenance and we're going to be checking the battery health on the Cadillac XT5. So the cold weather is approaching us pretty quick, and what I like to try to do before winter comes for any of the vehicles that I use is I like to check the battery health on those vehicles before winter comes. I like to try to avoid the situation where the battery doesn't have enough cold cranking amps or isn't supplying enough voltage and you can't get the vehicle started during the cold weather. So when it comes to testing the battery health, it's a pretty easy process with a few tools. So we're going to be using the Launch 919X as well as a set of Launch BST 360s. So what we need to do to get started is we're going to pop open the hood and we're going to gain access to the battery and we're going to attach the 360s. So to pop open the hood on the XT5, it's pretty simple. We have the hood release here, so we're just going to pull this. And the latch for the hood here is in the middle, so we're just going to push this to the side and we can open the hood. So now that we have the hood open, we can see the battery is located here and it's very accessible. So we need to get access to the terminal. So on the power side, there is a little clip here, but what we're going to look for is see if we can pop open this cover and see any of the cold cranking details off of the battery. So there's a little tab here and here. We're just going to pull up on it. So looking underneath, we have a ton of fuses here. So we know we're not going to be able to see the sticker underneath. But what I just noticed is on the rear of the battery, there is a sticker here located for this battery. And it says 94R 9A GM. So we're going to look up that info and see what the details on this battery are. So I was able to look up the information for this battery. So we've got the details that we're going to need. So what we're going to do now is attach the BST 360s. So what I like to do is I will connect my hot side first, and then I'll connect my negative side. We can now grab our scanner. So with our BSTs connected and our Launch 919X on, we're going to go into the BST tab and we can check the battery health test. So they are operated off of Bluetooth and powered by the battery. All right, so we're now ready to start our test. And we have an AGM battery. So we're going to leave it on the BCI. And the cold cranking amps for this are going to be 920. So this is the information I got from the actual Napa website when I looked up this battery number. So we're going to change that to 920. So it did a quick test of the cold battery without a start here. So we see the power status charge at 57%. We're at 12.34 and we've got 82% of the battery health remaining. So the battery's in good shape right now. Cold cranking amps, it's showing are 835. So we're good. We're going to start the start test. So we're ready to do our start test now. So let's confirm and we're going to start the vehicle. So we are showing a little bit low of a starting voltage here. So this is something we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on come the winter season. So let's move into the charging health test. So we need to get the vehicle up to 2,500 RPM. So the charging voltage came back good. It is reading at 13.65, where the normal will be 1375 here. So we're going to end our test here, and we've got some information here. So it actually changed the cold cranking amps as we started the vehicle here, and it actually is recommending to replace the battery because the cold cranking amps looks like they're down to 665, and the load on the starting voltage is a little bit low. So this is something where I'm going to keep an eye on this as we get into the cold weather here. I've never had a problem with this battery, so what we're going to do is just monitor it into the first few weeks of winter, and we're going to see if we're having any issues, and we'll run a retest as the weather actually gets a bit colder here. So we'll save these results, and if we find a change in these results as the weather gets colder here, then what we're going to do is actually get this battery changed out. So this was a very easy test to check the health of your battery using two tools, the Launch 919X and the Launch BST 360s. When you combine those two tools together, it makes this process extremely easy for you. So if you have any questions about either of those two tools, leave me a comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.